If you're wondering how you can email something from your email account to a Monday.com board, then this video is for you. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Tara. I'm the founder of a company called Simpleday. We're Monday.com Platinum Partners. Over the last 4 years, we've helped hundreds of companies use Monday.com, whether it be a training session, a custom implementation, or an integration with another tool. We've been there to help. If you need any assistance getting started with Monday.com, feel free to get in touch. My contact information is in the description below. And now let's jump into the video. On the most basic level, if you want to send an email from your email account to a Monday board and have a line item or a task created, it's very straightforward. All you need to do is forward an email to a specific email address. And in a minute, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that and where you can get this email address from and how you can customize this email address if you want. After that, I want to show you a few cool other ways that you can do that and a few connected ideas that can also help you transfer information from your email account to Monday, and then how you can really make the most out of that connection and pull out the information from that email. So let's start on the basic level. How can you send an email from your email account to a Monday board? All that you need to do is you need to get the email address of your Monday board. Every single board has its own email address. So in the top right-hand corner, if you click on these 3 dots and then you click on settings, you can see that I have this option of create item via email. When I click on it, you can see that I have an email address here. And all I need to do is simply copy my email address, and that's my email address. That I can email something to a specific board. So if I would use this email address, it would create an item on this board. If you look at this email address, you can see that it's not so easy to remember. Like, there's no way that you're ever going to remember this. So this would be something that you would want to save within your email address if you're always sending to the same board. Another way to do this is you can actually customize this. So if I click on here, this custom address and this drop down, you can see that I have the option to edit this. So I can call this like task board number 1. And then I would just forward that within my email and it would create an item on this board. I'm going to show you now how this works. I'm going to just copy this email address and I am going to go over to my email and send an email. So let's go there and view it. Here you can see that I'm in my email account and I have a marketing email, but let's just say it's something that I want to read and I don't want to forget. So what I can do is I can click forward and I'm going to add in that address. Remember, it's a really long address, so I just copied it and I'm going to hit send. And this is going to forward this email and it's going to create a line item on my board. Let's go look at the board. I've just opened up my board and you can see over here that I have this forward over here. And if I click on it, so it's going to give me all of the details of the email. So you can see here, it's telling me that it was sent from Superhuman. That's what I use for my email. And you can see all of the details of the email. It's a little hard to read, but essentially I have the whole email as a task here. Now, this is the first level. You want to just send an email? Great. You just copy that email address. If you want to edit it, you can edit it so it's a little bit easier. But let's be realistic. Like when I'm on this board, this isn't a great way to see it because I'm not really pulling any data. You'll notice that all of my columns are blank, like no one's assigned. And then I would need to come into the board anyway to do something, which kind of defeats the purpose of forwarding an email from an email address, unless obviously you just want to capture the content, like maybe it's something a client said. So then I hear it. What I would recommend is to actually take this a step further. What you can do is you can actually create these columns to be AI columns, and they can extract data for you from this email. So let's just say I would want to categorize this email. I can turn this type column into an AI column and I can categorize it. So I would simply need to click on these 3 dots. And here you can see is that I can set a custom prompt or I can auto assign labels. There's different ways to customize the different columns, but essentially what it can do is it can extract data from this update in this email to some of these columns. Now, another cool thing that you can do is you can actually send an update to a specific item. So let's just say we're working on this same email called a Mosey Minute from Alex Hormozy. I can actually send an update via email. So if I copy this address, then I can automatically send it to here. Now, again, I don't think this is like the most practical use case because by the time I remember this address, I could just copy and paste an email. But there are times that you want specific information to show up. Maybe you have like an ongoing thread of communication with the client. So then you would have this email address, or maybe if you do custom email addresses, it would be easier to manage. Like if you had a board of all of your clients, you can just send everything there. Another way to do this, which could be helpful, is actually to use Sidekick. And instead of you being in your email, you can just have Sidekick scan your emails for you and put the information into a board. So here you can see that I've opened Sidekick. Now, it's really important to make sure that you're connected to your email. If I click on this little icon over here, you see that I have email and I'm connected to my email. Let's paste the following prompt in. Find the latest email from Alex Hormozi and add it to this board. Now, I am giving Monday very specific instructions, like who the email is from and which board it needs to go to. So obviously, this may not be the best use case of something that makes sense because I could just go into my email and copy it. But imagine if you had a lot of different tasks. Like imagine if someone sent you a lot of different emails and each one of them needed to be added as a task within your Monday board. You can simply use Sidekick to scan your emails and then add it. Okay, let's see what happens with Sidekick. As you can see here, Sidekick is telling me that it took my email, it found it in my emails, and it added it as a task within my Monday board. So here it's just giving me a summary of what it did. Now, let's actually go into Monday and see what happened. When I open up my Monday board, you can see this new item on the bottom was added, Mosey Minute, and it did also set a status for me and a due date, which is kind of nice. The due date, obviously this is a past due date and I'm really behind in my marketing emails, but you can see that it pulled the information from the email and put it here. Now, I probably could have given it better instructions to say like set it for a week from now because obviously this date is past, so it's like not really relevant anymore to have this due date, but that's my prompt. Now, what it did is if you open up the updates, it put the email over here. Now, here's something that I noticed. It actually summarized the email for me. It didn't give me the entire exact email. It summarized it for me. So if you look here, I have the main theme and here is the core points and the closing message. Just look at the layout. I'm not even reading the content. I'm just looking at the layout. If I go to this original message, you can see that it looks very different. It's not summarized in the same way and has different bullet points. And what I'm seeing from this is that I either did not give Sidekick the correct instructions to actually copy it, or maybe there was an issue with Sidekick. I'll just throw that out there. But when I forwarded it, I got the exact email. When I used Sidekick, Sidekick did make some changes. And again, it could be I needed to update my prompt, or Sidekick automatically did this, maybe assuming what I want, which is not necessarily the right thing. So that's kind of why you need to be careful. In summary, if you want to send an item to a board, all that you need to do is forward it to the board's email address. You have to find the email address, and then you can automatically send an email to the board and it will show up as an item. A few other cool things that we touched on is that you can forward an email to update a specific item. You also can consider using Sidekick to pull information from your emails and put it into an item on your board. And lastly, you can use AI columns to extract the data from the email and put it in specific columns. I hope that this video was helpful for you if you're trying to send emails directly to a Monday board. And I'll see you in the next video. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this video, and remember to subscribe to receive tips and tricks on how to use Monday.com. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.